Quick question for all of you watching this video. Have you ever played a video game and gotten to the very end to feel like you were actually tricked? That things ended the way you didn't want them to? That questions were left unanswered and you know you're going to have to wait 2 to 3 years for the sequel to wrap things up, hopefully? Well, those are the endings we're going to be talking about today. What is up, guys? Jimmy here. Welcome to Chaos Top 10s, and today we're going to be counting down 10 video games that screwed the player with the ending of the game. And just to be clear, these endings aren't all necessarily bad endings, and these are the endings that revealed that things were different than the way you thought they were, or endings that revealed more problems to be solved, or endings that left you with this monumental cliffhanger. Those are the endings that made you say, oh, come on. And that's what we're going to be going over. And of course, spoiler alert, we are running a $200 Amazon gift card giveaway the entire month. All you have to do to enter is like this video, be subscribed, turn on your notifications, and leave a comment why you want to win it with your Twitter handle attached. I will announce the winner at the end of the month on Twitter. Kicking off our list today is God of War 2. This hack and slash is a great one. It's a part of one of the most iconic video game trilogies ever made. However, I think we can all agree that this cliffhanger of an ending was shoved in there in order to get the third game going. God of War 2's story continues Kratos' journey to kill the gods of Olympus, and the climax of the game finally puts you face to face with Zeus, the king of the gods. You incapacitate him and finally get to take your revenge, but before you can kill him, Athena, who has been helping you the entire game, jumps out and sacrifices herself to actually save Zeus, allowing him to escape and also allowing the third game to happen. This ending didn't make much sense in the context of the story, as Athena's sacrifice was extremely unexpected and out of character for her, and it definitely seemed like it was put in there so Zeus could live on to the third game, forcing you, the player, to wait another 3 years to see how the story actually ended. At number 9, we have Halo 2, one of the best video games ever made, right? Let me know in the comment section if you guys agree. Halo 2 is also one of the worst endings ever made. You spend hours and hours upon fighting as both Master Chief and the Arbiter to kill the 3 prophets, stop the Flood, and defeat the Brutes. And, well, you get all that done, right? After the last fight with Tartarus, the leader of the Brutes, the world is saved and Halo is prevented from activating. But then, you suddenly see the Prophet of Truth ship rocketing towards Earth. And then you learn that the Master Chief is on board the ship. When Hood asks Chief what he's doing on the ship, Chief simply says he's finishing the fight. And then the game ends. Not only that, but there's a post-credits cutscene where it's revealed that Cortana has come face-to-face with the Gravemind and has agreed to answer his questions. So not only do we know that Truth is heading to Earth, but we also don't know if Chief killed him and stopped it. And we don't know what Gravemind is planning to do with Cortana's intelligence. This was a massive cliffhanger. At number 8, we have ASURA'S Wrath, and this flashy Capcom beat-em-up was released in 2012 to positive reviews from critics and fans alike. However, what people didn't like was the way the ending was actually handled in the game, or rather, how it wasn't handled. Upon getting to the climax of the story, the game just suddenly ends, as if there was supposed to be one more level, but the developers forgot to put it in there. But as it turns out, the apparent removal of the ending was intentional, as Capcom decided to sell the true ending as DLC. That's right, forcing you to fork over some extra money just to see how the story ends. Douchebag move, if you ask me. While some games have sequel bait endings to set up future sequels or expansions, the ASURA'S Wrath ended really pissed people off because it was so obvious that it was a cash grab, and they ripped it out of the game in a slimy attempt to get more money out of you, the player. At number 7, WOLFENSTEIN: The New Order. This reboot of the WOLFENSTEIN series surprised everyone with an incredibly well-written and well-acted story, which, honestly, no one was expecting from a series like Wolfenstein. The New Order tells the story of BJ, a U.S. soldier who fought in World War II but is knocked into a coma during the war and wakes up to see that the bad guys actually won. It's now up to you to rally together a rebellion and take back the world. You meet tons of great characters and eventually get to kill General Death's Head, but seriously get injured in the process. And the plan was to kill the general and nuke the entire enemy base. But since you are injured during the fight, you weren't able to get out of the base in time. The final cutscene shows you telling your allies to bomb the base with you in it. But the game suddenly ends right there. You don't know if you die, you don't know if the bomb goes off, if you get rescued, anything. You just know that you're injured and there is a bomb that may or may not go off. Talk about not giving you closure on a video game. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 has a very intense campaign filled with some crazy twists, turns, and betrayals. You just don't trust Shepard. We know that, and that's our number 6 spot today. Despite how badass the ending of Modern Warfare 2's campaign is, it seriously pissed everybody off when it was released. After Shepard's betrayal, Soap and Price go after him, attempting to kill him and prevent him from following through with his plans. You chased him down and engaged in an intense brawl, leading to Soap getting stabbed and Price getting beaten down and almost killed. But, being the badass that Soap was, he pulled the knife out of his gut and chucks it at Shepard's face, killing him and saving Price in the process. Very satisfying ending. But then the game just ends. Makarov is still out there. He's still hunting for world domination. He has nuclear weapons, and the U.S. military is in shambles after Shepard's betrayal. When the game came out, we pretty much knew that Modern Warfare 3 was going to be coming in a few years and that the story would be finished sooner or later, but this ending at that time was still a massive cliffhanger. Cracking into the top 5, we have Gears of War 4. This game was released in 2016 and continued the original Gears of War trilogy with new characters and a new threat to humanity. You get to spend time with awesome new characters and also get to see where the surviving members of the original Delta Squad ended up after the initial war. However, after the climax of the game's campaign, there's a massive reveal. It turns out that Kate, one of your teammates who has been on your side the entire game, is the granddaughter of Mira, the Locust Queen, who started the entire war in the original trilogy and resulted in the elimination of 99% of the human race. But then the game ends right after the reveal. What? Does Kate know Mira is her grandmother? Does Kate's family have connections to the Locust? If Mira hates humanity so much, has she attempted genocide of them? Why would she have children in the first place? So many questions were created. So many that they're going to need to be answered in Gears of War 5 whenever it does come out. At number 4, we have Star Wars Republic Commando, and this FPS is one of the most loved Star Wars games ever released, putting you in the shoes of the group of elite clone troopers in between episodes 2 and 3 as you guys fight in various operations of the Clone Wars. You really get to know your squad members, and this game does a fantastic job of fleshing out the clones as a whole, as the movies never really personified them very well. But this game is also known for its ending, which only served to piss people off. After completing a crucial operation, one of your squad members, Sev, goes down in battle, and you're commanded to evacuate the area and leave without him. The remaining 3 members discuss that they want to go back and save him, but after a mission briefing from Master Yoda, the game abruptly ends, and it was never revealed what actually happened to Sev or whether or not the squad went against the orders to go back for him. Did Sev die? Was he taken captive? Did he fight off the enemies who took him down? We'll never know, because the sequel was canceled. The only thing more frustrating than a sequel bait ending is a sequel bait ending that never actually gets a sequel. At number 3, we have a reboot of a legendary series, which was excellent, bringing back classic gameplay and an awesome story that kept the player engaged and made you care about what you were fighting for. Yes, talking about Doom 2016. You played as the iconic Doom guy, who is tasked with helping Dr. Hayden by stopping the evil Olivia Pierce, who opens a portal to hell in an effort for power, resulting in thousands and thousands of demons being unleashed. You have to go to hell and back and kill Olivia, putting a stop to the demon's reign. However, when you finally do kill her and close the portal to hell, Dr. Hayden appears in front of you, shuts down your suit, and reveals that he is not actually as good as you thought he was. The problem is, the game ends right there. You do all this work for Hayden, it's revealed that Hayden is actually good, and then the game ends with a cliffhanger. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm excited to see the story continued, but this ending definitely left us with too many questions, and who knows how many years we're going to have to wait to get those answers. At number 2, we have Batman Arkham Asylum. Fantastic game. You guys know it. The iconic Batsuit where you venture around Asylum facing off against various villains from Batman's universe who have all been set free by the Joker. The cat and the mouse conflict between the Batman and Joker is one of the best in the history of comics, and that's what makes the ending of the game so awful. Instead of trying to outsmart you or doing even anything remotely Joker-esque, the Joker just decides to inject himself with Titan, causing him to transform into a giant monster and challenge you in this super underwhelming boss fight. Now, the rest of the story is fantastic. The ending is so out of character for the Joker in the boss fight, it's not even a good one, and it resulted in many Batman fans, including myself, getting pretty upset about it. Okay, this isn't any surprise, but what do? Number 1, Mass Effect 3. You can't not have this game's ending at the top of any screwed the player with the ending list. You can't. Mass Effect is a series all about making choices that change the course of the story, end up ultimately deciding the fates of tons of people throughout the galaxy. At least that's what we were told. When Mass Effect 3 came out, players were led to believe that their choices throughout the series would be taken into account for the ending game, and they would create a unique story. Yeah, you're involved. However, when you got to the ending, it was revealed there was only a handful of endings, and none of them actually had anything to do with the previous choices, making everything you did in the past pretty much pointless, honestly. BioWare took massive heat after the game came out. The ending was revealed to be as shallow as it was. Not only was the ending disappointing, but they had lied to fans by explicitly saying that the ending wasn't how it actually was. Now, I doubt there will ever be a game with an ending as poorly received as Mass Effect 3. And there you have it, my friends. Those are 10 video games that screwed you, the player, with their endings. Let me know some other ones that got you just totally upset. There's a playlist below if you guys want to check out all the other gaming top 10s, and I'll see you tomorrow for a new one.